Yeah, I just don't. I'm a teacher. I should be acting like I care a little bit more, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a little something. It's listen. I'm a teacher, but I believe in the dang on break. Like you need a break,
Right.
and even though they had somewhat of a break, with the COVID and everything,
Extended
I
break,
still
yeah.
believe in break. I'm not that parent or that teacher that gives them work during Christmas break or too crazy. And even when the school sends stuff home, I said, no, y'all don't gotta do that because I mean, it's a break. What's the
Right.
point of the break? And you got a whole packet of work to do.
I know, because life is short. They just be like that. That's why I think sometimes with education, we're so caught up in the whole, oh, your kid, because your kid's got to get to college and you got to do this. And so they got to keep up because China's passing this. Like people just forget to let kids be kids and to live.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is the only time.
College is a whole nother conversation.
Right. Because this is the only time in their life they have this freedom, like to not have to think about as much, but we make it so complicated for them. As far as expectations a lot of times. And so, but you feel with having your kids not do as much in the summer, I mean, when school does start, they're usually okay, or how do they usually fare?
I mean, I have two different kids that have two different brains. And so with that said, no, they don't, one does better than the other because that's just the way they are built.
Right.
But again, with a little work and effort, anybody can do anything. So I don't really trip off of, I tend to put them in advanced classes just because I feel like they could do it. Not so much that they're like a lot of the other kids in that class, so to speak, because, you have some kids that are really gifted and that's the way they're born and some kids that just struggle, but doesn't mean you can't do the work when you put hard effort into anything. Like I feel like you can do anything that you want to do. So I do tend to put them in advanced classes just because I feel like the push is good. But, I don't really worry about comparing. Now, I'm not that parent. I don't really care what your kid is doing. But, I just like them to have a little bit of a challenge, like so when school starts back up, I know it's talking about COVID. I don't really know what I'm going to do at this point as far as sending them back because the numbers are going up. I really don't think it's a good idea, honestly, to put the kids back in school right now.
But I feel the same way. At first we were kind of thinking about it, but then
I was gonna send them back. This is before this resurgence. I was like, yeah, he can go back because he doesn't usually get sick. I got one in private school, one in public school. My public school kid, he doesn't really get sick.
No,
I don't think he's been sick all this last knock on wood this whole last school year. He never got any bugs.
That's
because
he's around dirt all the time. That's why.
No, it's 'cause he's got a good immune system. I feed them good, so and they're very active, so that helps too. But then now, once the kind of the numbers were going up, and then when 45 was talking about everybody got to go back to school, I said, oh no, I don't think I need to send my kids because when you telling
she
me,
was nice. I call him 45 minus one.
Oh, for the last president.
Just no, minus one brain. He don't have a brain.
Yeah,
he don't even get to be 45.
That man's
45
special.
minus one.
But you know what? I feel I struggle sometimes because I want to like my president. I really do. Even so, I might not agree with everything they do. But when you look up and see decisions being made in it, you just scratch your head. You're like, man, that doesn't make any sense.
Like this logical stuff.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You're talking about putting kids back into schools, right? But I had saw a post somewhere. They said, now the White House doesn't have tours right now. You're not interacting with people because it's a virus, but you want us to put the kids back in the building,
right? And the teachers and the educators too. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. That's what I mean. The logic in it all just makes me scratch my head. And
right, and it's not like they're little. They're like high school only. You're talking elementary school. Those kids, they all over it. They touching every darn thing. They ain't got no sanitation. They ain't trying to wash their hands.
It's literally impossible for kids not to touch each other, even with this COVID thing going on. I mean, it's as soon as you put them in a classroom, they're going to forget there's a virus in 2 seconds and start doing what kids do.
Yeah. So Leslie, what do you say as a parent? Like, what are you looking at, or what are options? What can parents do right now to figure out, maybe start to look at their options for their kids if they don't want to send them back?
Well, Seminole County is on the 14th, just in case anyone doesn't know. They're getting ready to, on the 14th, they're having their final school board work session at 8:30 in the morning. They're going to discuss and finalize the plan. And then at 5:30, they're going to vote on the final plan.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like they're coming up with a mixture of options, like traditional in the class learning that, the state's mandating. Seminole County Virtual School is also an option. I think they're looking at like a hybrid, some schools like 2 days on, 2 days virtual school. Or you know, parents could pick not Seminole Virtual School, but do some other kind of virtual school.
Right.
But I think that one of the things some of the teachers are really, some of the teachers are going to be at the school board on the 14th protesting, from what I know. You know, parents should write the school board, you know, write Seminole County, the whole board, you know, all the people on there, and just write how you feel about what you think is going on. I mean, I think that there's so many voices that need to be heard because I think Seminole County does a good job of listening to the parents. So I think that it's important, and they have been sending out surveys to teachers and surveys to parents.
Yes, I've gotten some on my email, the survey.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's a good thing. But this was right before 45-1 mandated the state, everyone to go back to school. So, and the dumb scientist, he's following behind that one. So, I mean, now, I think everything keeps changing, because Seminole County have a plan, and then they get an order to do something different.
Right. So
even I have friends that had meetings because I don't work at a traditional school anymore. But I have friends that still do, and they've had staff meetings, and they left it feeling that they still have no direction, even from the principals. So,
yes.
We have teachers that are older, staff, janitors, coaches that are at high risk for COVID, older teachers, infections going up in Florida.
Yeah, it's not a good situation to put the kids and teachers in, man.
Because then you're going to bring it on. I mean, listen, remember, when your kids were little, the teacher asking for hand sanitizer just on a regular day. So
kids.
So now
kids don't give a damn, man. Kids all over the place, man. I can envision if they actually opened schools or had some form of it where you're actually interacting and the cases going up in the schools. It's going to happen because the kids are carriers.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the kids are carriers.
Why wouldn't it?
Right.
And the kids don't have symptoms. The majority of the kids won't have symptoms and they're carriers. And if you're an older teacher, you're going to get it. Like, you're going to get this virus.
You're going to get it, right? There was a kid that just died, right? He was 11.
Yeah, I read
didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. 11-year-old got it and died.
Oh, wow. So, did he have other underlying issues?
No, they said it was a regular kid, didn't show any symptoms before.
And that's the thing I look at it when they say, oh, well, it's just a small percentage. But if that's your kid, that 0.05 or whatever percent they say of kids who will get infected and the ones that will actually get really sick, I mean, it doesn't matter. Because that's your kid.
Right. But, that small percentage is based on what?
Right.
There's no based on anything.
Exactly.
You don't know. You can't.
True.
It's new.
Yep.
You can't say it's a small percentage because it's new. Because let me tell you, in December, when cold season starts popping up.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help us.
This is the quiet time.
Yeah,
oh, man, I'm telling you, when that flu season comes around.
Wait till flu season comes.
You ain't seen nothing yet. What's going to happen is you're going to have a combination of flu and COVID mixed together, and no one is going to know what they have.
Yeah, flu.
And you're going to see cases go up even higher, and people are not going to know what they have.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, because I had a girl that works with me. She just got sick and she thought she had the COVID, but she went and got tested and she tested negative.
She probably just had a cold or the flu.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I have a couple other friends that had said, they were really sick, but it turns out they were negative. But they thought they had the COVID for sure. They were like, that's where I got this COVID.
You're right, Leslie. When that time of the year comes, people are going to be off their guard again. And they're going to once again try to go out and do everything. And I'm telling you, I mean, this thing is here to stay till they find a pretty decent vaccine, man. It's not going away until it starts going through the entire population. That's when it'll start slowing down. When it goes through the entire population as humanity, pretty much. And then people start building up antibodies for the most part.
They said they don't think them antibodies stay in your body, just like with the flu.
Well, it's just like the flu. If you get a different strain of the flu.
But the problem is your people's reaction to it. It's not like it's the flu where you get sick for a few days and then you move on. This is lifetime complications.
Well, I think this thing has never been in the population before. I think that has something to do with it. I'm not an infectious doctor. I'm talking like I am, but I'm not.
What about, when the teachers start getting sick? So now you're going to have subs. Some schools can't get subs on a good day.
Yeah.
And so now you're going to have teachers sick.
I never thought about this.
And now subs, you're not going to be able to find subs because there's never enough subs anyway.
Yeah.
And now what sub is going to really want to go into school? You know, like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. Yeah, so
I was looking at a poll in USA Today. They said 1 in 5 teachers said they were unlikely to go back to school. And I have a friend said if she has to go back, she's not going back.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they're going to lose the teachers too. You know?
So you're going to have an open school, but is it really going to be what you expect from school?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The president is trying to mandate this opening. I'm like, man, there's people being impacted by this. Teachers are people, you know what I mean? And then I don't think he realizes that this thing is bigger than everybody.
Yeah, I don't think they realize the trickle-down effect. It's a trickle-down effect, and I don't think they're objectively looking at the trickle-down effect of sending kids back to school and the teachers back to school. At this point, I don't think
it affects everything. Workplace, employees that have to go to work every day. We were just talking about this earlier.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
I don't think he never thinks about people. So, I mean, that's not surprising. And, he doesn't, like you said, it's more than just open the schools.
Right. There's a whole lot of things that go along with that. So, Leslie, I know you worked with kids who, kids got in trouble.
Alternatively assigned or expelled from school.
Yeah, so Leslie's good at working with kids who, are a little, I guess you could say a little rough around the edges because they just got, life and they have issues and stuff like that.
Challenges.
Yeah, there you go. Challenges.
Life challenges.
And then you have your own 2 daughters who are, in that puberty time of life. Like, how do you, what are some tips that you can give as for parents? Like, how do you deal with your kid? Because my 13-year-old Leslie, and my son, he used to be the sweetest child. He was a sweet boy.
Here we go.
Yeah, they little motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Yes, he got that teen. He a little punk. Yeah, for real.
I swear, I don't believe in choking kids, but I looked at him the other day. He said something, and I'm like, he must think of one of his friends.
What did he tell us the other day?
What did he tell us at dinner? He was eating something. You have to do this for me.
Yes, he's telling us we have to do.
And
what?
Listen, this is what I play. I play the game. This is the game I play. You're going to need me way before I need your ass. I turn the little fucking phone.
Yes.
And that's when they come out the room. Like, hey,
yes.
You got an app that disables their phone?
Yes, I have Bark, B-A-R-K.
Yes, that's what Ivan told us about. Yeah, Bark.
The app with the iPhones, you can put the screen time. That's my friend right there. That's my friend.
Oh, she got screen time.
So I have the screen time control. Yes. So and they call me lame and all kind of stuff. Yeah, all right. I'm good.
The kids are all the same.
I call it that teen. Like it used to be tween tude, but now he's 13. It's just teen tude. He just got attitude.
And Leslie, I thought it was just our son. I had to threaten to kick him out of the house the other day.
We had to threaten to put him out. He make him go live with my mom.
His mouth. I'm telling you, his mouth is this.
So yours are like that too?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they do. They do. Zari's doing better because she's 14, so she seems to be doing better. But Zan, the 12-year-old, I don't like her very much. So,
Yeah, see, my 10-year-old, he's not as bad. My 10-year-old, he just think he's funny. He's not, but my 13-year-old, he is a piece of work. Like, I don't know. I told him, I said, I don't know who you are.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
But what they don't realize, I can be a bitch. Like I can be a bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you don't want none of this,
right?
And they don't want it.
You got to put that fear in them a little bit. They got to get that fear.
I like when Natalie loses her ass sometimes and just totally goes off on them, and all of a sudden they get quiet because Natalie's
you got to remind them. You got to remind them every now and then.
Oh yeah,
you the real crazy.
Everybody's dying in this house tonight,
right? The thing is, if your kids don't know that you got some crazy, if they don't know that you got some crazy, they don't. That's when they don't respect you and they don't listen to you. You got to show them some crazy.
I've only been crazy like 2 times. Two times I got crazy. Everybody in the house has got quiet.
I've done some crazy stuff. I'll be like, I'll threaten
to remind them.
Oh, you know what? I think this impacts more parents than most parents talk about. The way the kids act.
Yeah, like the COVID kids being home.
Oh,
so it's even worse with the COVID stuff. I think because our kids don't. They used to be outside all the time and playing with other kids.
Right.
Now they just in the house. And the other one the other day tried to raise up, not like try to hit me or something, but he was upset because he had to turn off his darn stupid Fortnite game. But that's the only way he does communicate with his friends.
He raised up.
He acted like no, he didn't raise up like he was gonna be physical. He just got mad and started yelling and carrying on. I was like, are you serious? Oh, because I mean, for him, it's like the end of the world because he can't talk to his friends now. That's the only way they communicate.
Yeah.
Is on that stupid game. That's why I let him play. I don't like it, and I do want to shut it off.
Sometimes to keep the sanity.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, and